I think geopolitics is not just the order of the day, it's probably going to be the order of the year. So, the reality is we're going to be inundated with massive number of elections this year, and the political tension or geopolitical tension between U.S. and China is just going to be front and center, and the driving force behind some of the volatility that we anticipate to see going forward. But what matters to us more as multi-asset allocators is to take advantage of these volatility, to lean in when we find more attractive opportunities and markets that better down, and to move away from those that we believe that investors are too complacent over. So specifically, I think within China, you're looking at quite good pockets of opportunities across sector, particularly in the domestic market. And some of these are more centered around, the consumer, revival of consumer spending. And the policymakers are very, very well aware of it and trying to engineer the turnaround and the confidence there. Others are more playing towards the long-term quality growth that China is looking to pursue, and we heard some snippets of that in recent days.
But in the last 3 months, in the first quarter, which are we in? No, we've just started the month of March, right? So you're in the third month of the first quarter. What kind of allocation changes have you made across assets?
Yeah, that's significant. So broadening out away from China, globally, it's really a wealth of opportunities, right? So some high conviction trades just starting closer to home is we've been overweight Japan late last year, so 3 months back, really riding on a BOJ pivot, but also importantly on the structural changes that we're observing in Japan, not just over the last few months, but certainly over the years. And what's important this time around is, the policymakers are coming around and saying, like, look, we have to engineer that change in the mindset. The reflationary mindset is important for the Japanese or corporate Japan to be able to price up, their products again, right? So by increasing their pricing power, they're now able to increase the profitability on the bottom line. Then other structural tailwinds relate to, the cross-shareholding structure and the whole general realm of corporate governance, and that's also been looked into as we see, for instance, increase in independent directors on board, increase in females on board, etc., and also more activists, coming through in some of these annual general meeting, for instance. So that's Japan. We have also been very positive on India. In fact, we have actually instituted overweight in India equities since middle of last year, early third quarter. And this is one area where we're seeing structural forces come through. I think much has been talked about in India. And the key to us now is that in the upcoming elections, if indeed the leadership Modi comes, retains the power, that's a strong sign of policy continuity and gives us more confidence on the strategy. Elsewhere, Korea, Asia Tech, Taiwan is also very much coming into the fore now. In fact, actually, we've been positive on Korea late last year in anticipation of the DRAM semiconductor cycle turning. And Korea has also been a little ahead of the rate hike cycle even before developed markets, and conversely now we're seeing signs of macro weakness coming through incrementally, and we do believe that it could potentially be the in the early part of the rate ease cycle or policy easing cycle. So by and large, it would, on balance, take some or help inject a bit more liquidity into the system, and therefore it could be yet another tailwind to equity market.